Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really fascinating and, let's be honest, kind of strange ancient text about the dedication of the tabernacle. It's a story about incredible generosity for sure, but there's something else going on. It feels like there's a hidden code just waiting to be cracked.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Right after this massive, incredible structure gets built, the text hits us with a real puzzle. We get this long, super detailed, and honestly, almost bizarrely repetitive list of gifts. Now, at first you might think, okay, it's just a record. But the repetition is so intense, you just have to stop and ask, what is the real message here?
So to figure this out, let's play detective and start looking for clues. And you know what? The very first clue comes from the very first gift that's presented. It was a group effort from all the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel.
So before any big ceremony or sacrifice, the leaders all come together with this deeply practical gift: 6 covered carts and 12 oxen. This wasn't for show, this was pure logistics. Remember, the tabernacle was designed to be a mobile sanctuary, and this equipment was absolutely essential for the Levites, the guys in charge of packing it up and moving it.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Moses gets this instruction, and he's not told to just split the carts and oxen evenly among the clans. Nope. The distribution is based entirely on need. This is our first big hint that this whole dedication process is about precision and everything having a purpose. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. The Gershonites, they get 2 carts, but the Merarites, who had to move the heavy stuff, the framework and all that, they get double: 4 carts and 8 oxen. Makes sense, right? But then you have the Kohathites, and they get nothing. 0. Why? Because their sacred job was to carry the most holy objects by hand, on their shoulders. See? Every piece of equipment, every single decision had a very specific reason behind it.
All right, let's move on to the next phase of this whole dedication, because the story starts to build here. With all the logistics sorted out, a brand new ceremony kicks off at the altar. And this is where that wild repetition really kicks into high gear.
So, for 12 days straight, one after another, a single leader representing one of the 12 tribes came forward to present their offering. It's like each tribe got its own special day in the spotlight.
And this procession just keeps on going, day after day. It's really important to get this. Every single tribe, whether they were the biggest and most powerful or one of the smaller ones, every single one gets its own day to contribute to this incredibly important ritual.
And this right here, this is the heart of the whole puzzle. Because despite all the differences between the tribes, their size, their wealth, their status, every single leader brings the exact same set of gifts. This isn't about logic and need anymore. This is about making a powerful, undeniable statement about equality.
The text literally spells out this exact list for us 12 times. A silver plate, a silver bowl, a gold dish, and a very precise number of animals for 3 different kinds of offerings. This pattern of perfect, deliberate equality, that's the key to understanding what's really happening here.
So back to our big question. Why repeat this list 12 times? What's the point? Well, it turns out the repetition isn't just for the record books. It's actually a brilliant way of forcing us, the readers, to see the bigger picture, to see what happens when all these individual gifts are brought together. So after listing each gift one by one, the text finally gives us the grand totals. And check this out. The weight of all the silver, all those plates and bowls, came to a massive 2,400 shekels. You can almost feel the sheer scale of this collective offering starting to build.
And then there's the gold. Now, the individual gold dishes were pretty small, but when you put them all together, they added up to 120 shekels of pure gold, all of it filled with precious incense for the altar.
And the number of animals is just staggering. A grand total of 252 were brought for sacrifice. And as you can see, the vast majority were fellowship offerings, which is really significant because that symbolizes a communal meal, a bond between the people and God.
So here's the crucial point, the big takeaway. The repetition isn't redundancy, it's multiplication. It builds the story item by item, day by day, to show us the absolutely colossal scale of this unified collective act. Each equal part contributes to this overwhelming, incredible whole.
Okay, so this massive, orderly, and unified offering, it all had one ultimate goal: to consecrate the tabernacle, to make it the sacred space where heaven and earth could actually meet. So, the big question is, did it work? And the text gives us a definitive answer. It was a complete success. In the very final verse of this whole section, Moses goes into the tabernacle, and for the first time, he hears the divine voice speaking directly from this newly consecrated holy place.
And there it is. That's the answer to our puzzle. The meticulous details, the practical logic, the absolute equality, and that overwhelming sense of unity, they weren't just about keeping good records. No, they were the actual formula required to transform a physical tent into a sacred space.
So, now that we've kind of decoded this ancient passage, what are the big takeaways? What have we learned from this really intricate story?
Well, we've seen how something that looks like a really dry, repetitive list on the surface actually unfolds into this incredibly powerful story. It's a story about how individual, equal contributions can come together to create something truly monumental, something sacred. And all of this leaves us with a final thought to chew on. This text seems to suggest that maybe the foundation of any great collective achievement, whether you're building a community, a nation, or even a company, it just might lie in that very same formula, the purposeful, orderly, and equal participation of every single member.